Are character sheets evil? I started gaming with Dungeons and Dragons with the original edition. And I still remember the night we went and played the first game where we took out a sheet of lined paper and started with just that and created the character, and we played until dawn. Actually, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I remember that night, and I remember the character sheet was just a sheet of paper with some lines on it. And then I go out and was thinking about doing some videos about creating a character and going through all the hassles of doing that with 5th edition. Now, let me give some background at why I think I have an interesting perspective on this. I probably spent a lot more time thinking about character sheets than many people. Let me you can see this is one of the character sheets I created for 2nd edition. Now, my expertise, I worked in a company doing publishing services, and so I learned typesetting languages and a variety of things. And this character sheet was interesting, and I created it. And it was driven by an XML control file. For those of you from the technical point of view, you'd update the XML and you'd rerun it through the process, and it would produce a new PDF of your character. So you could mark it up all you wanted, go back, update the XML, and then regenerate this one. This was actually a character I had that I created and did some gaming with. And I spent an awful lot of time on designing a character sheet for 2nd edition. And then 3rd edition came out, and I gave up. I literally tried to do this, and there were just too much, because my goal was I created a 2-page character sheet, and you can see the other page, that was the front and the back fit on one sheet of paper. That was my goal. And the typesetting, it would actually take a look at your text, and it would change the font and compress it down so it would fit in the space allotted, unless it was absolutely way too long of text. But I did a lot of work to get my second edition character sheet working, and it was overly complicated. I spent way too much time on it. Many hours designing this. So I looked at 3rd edition and I just go, this is overly complicated. I've looked at 4th edition. So I've been watching some videos, various videos, you can see them, about how to create a character sheet on 5th edition. Now, let's take a close look at the character sheet for 5th edition. Here's a piece of the character sheet. And what do we see? We see, oh, it's pretty. We've got grays and things like that. And what happens is it just eats up all the space so that you can't type in the word longsword in the weapon field. That's evil. That's bad. The character sheet for 5th edition, the one that's fillable, is, in my opinion, totally broken because the emphasis was on making it pretty, not functional. So what happens is, that's why I said it's evil, because you can't put all the text into the sheet that you need to put for your weapons. Can I put a military pike as a weapon in the 5th edition fillable character sheet? No. I'd have to abbreviate it into some fashion. And it's just bad. It's evil. It's an easy way to spend so much time trying to get the character sheet to fill it out. And I just look through this and I go, okay, there's a lot of things there, but why did they go to all this trouble to make it look pretty when the better solution is to make it function better? That's why I say that these character sheets are evil. because you're going to spend so much time and where you can't, in essence, I find that the PDF that's fillable is almost unusable because you can, if you're willing to abbreviate and do various things, and that's a compromise that I don't think you should have to make. And it was because the designers thought, make it look pretty, not make it look functional. Now, could someone fix that? Possibly. But the question comes up is that, do you really need to keep track of all of the things you're keeping track of? And why do they need to be organized this way? Do I just need my equipment, I need my spells, I need my stats. Can I just do this with a sheet of lined paper? And the answer is yes. And if I use a fine point pencil, I can fill it in, I can erase it, I can do all those fun things. And that's why I'm beginning to feel that character sheets are just a waste of time. Why don't, I'm not in it for the aesthetics. I want to be able to get to the stats fast so that combat runs quickly. I need to be able to find things. And if you're the one who's writing it down on a piece of paper, I say get a piece of paper and a ruler and put your extra columns in there, or get you pick a piece of graph paper so you can organize it that way and get all your information down there, and you put it in pencil so you can change it, because a lot of things do change. Almost all your stats. Probably the only thing that will rarely change is the name. That could even happen, but put down your name, your class may or may not change. Various things can happen to characters in Dungeons and Dragons. So you have so many options, but why go to all this contortion? Do it fast. That's the whole thing. I want something that a character can create a character quickly, make decisions about your background, make decisions about the history behind your character and so on. And I think the current character sheets are evil. Does that mean that there isn't a possibility of a good character sheet? Yeah, I think there is. Good character sheet. Sheet of ruled paper. I think that's what you should be using. Now, I'm sure some people will disagree with me, and I'd love to hear your comments about that. But why, if you're going to design a character sheet, design it so it's easy to put the information in. Design it so it's easy to update and maintain, and design it so that the pieces that need the space get the space on there. And there's lots of compromises. Why are in the 5th edition, why are the spaces for the stats so large and the bonuses, which are really the important thing about the stats, so small? Answer me that. And in essence, because in theory that the bonuses are what you normally are concerned with, not the actual number most of the time. So what you want is that they should be at least equal size, in my opinion. That's what I was doing when I created my character sheet. So I say the current character sheets are evil. The character sheets in general are a way to spend way too much time. If you ever get into designing your own character sheet, it's a never-ending process because you're never happy with it. At the end, you keep going, oh, I want to make this change or that change, and you're constantly adjusting and constantly playing with it. And I don't know if there's some easy automated way, because ideally, I think a character sheet should just be 2 pages. Because do I really need, 4, 5, 6 pages for this? If I list all my spells and all their artifacts in them, if I'm a magic user, those, are they really on the character sheet, or do I just need to list the spell and have some sort of fast reference for them? On my weapons, I need to know how much damage they do, but I want to be able to identify them on the sheet and not have to remember, when I wrote this down, what does this SS, is it short sword or is it something else? Do I have a short sword? Do I have a long sword? Put down BS for bastard sword. And which one is which, and so really think about just throwing the character sheets that you see away and try doing it with a piece of paper. I think you'd be surprised. If you like my video, press the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. Or if this interests you, you can always subscribe to my channel. There's a button right above. I look forward to hearing some comments. Tell me what you think about this, and I'll try and reply, and we can see if I'll do some more of these. Thank you.